MB Enclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe that there was 2 8s in there.
This guy right here is doing something special.
I welcome y'all to MBE. What you about to see, box building in a different league. In this SQL scene, believe that money ain't a thing when it comes to its kings. Now that's fact, not fiction. Call 44694 48 then 18. Don't matter, you got 4 8s or 1 8 or anything between. He got what you need.
This is my crew. This is my gang. These are my kings.
What's up? This is your boy MB, man, with another unboxing. I have in front of me, y'all, the audio code AXC-T84. Now, this is a relatively new company, very, very new. If you type in audio code into your web browser, boom, boom, you should come up with audio code being sold, I guess, by Best Sound Car Audio. The AI says that it refers to a specific product line from the brand, Audio Code 8. The brand being Audio Code. They have a F8, which is 400 watts, a Z8, which is 500, a S8, which is 600, a T8, which is 1,000, and a W8, which is 1,000. I have right here in front of me the T8. Now, there's no other information that I can get on this driver other than from what I saw, it made me want to purchase it. Two things made me want to purchase it, particularly in light of what I did with the DC Audio M48 with that fat roll surround. This one has a fat roll surround. The basket, the motor structure, and also I need to see what's what. Go out there, and it looks to have the means that I need to see just from looks of the driver. But let me get it here and look at the TS parameters and let y'all see it, and then we go from there. So that's what I decided to do. And the other qualification that made it fit because nobody was talking about it. So I said, okay, well, I know I'm not being just marketed to. All right. So I contacted the dealer that sells them in Houston and found out that the contact, he's a partner with them. He said, yes, MB, it's a relatively new line. So they're still working on their website and everything. So I got unboxed and I'm greeted with what I need to see, which is some TS parameters of the 2 and the 4 ohm. So that's great. We'll look at that later. But let's get the driver out of the box. It did come double box. I just, for time's sake, took it out of the outer box and just brought this one out. Okay. All right. So what I saw in the pictures is exactly what I received. And what I was looking at was this very large, robust motor structure in this basket. And I said, okay, that quantified. That is definitely new. So let me turn this camera around. Let's get an up close and personal look at the audio code T8. Okay, the first thing that made me interested in it was this bubbler surround. I've recently been able to take this large fat roll surround very, very low. 141 at 29 hertz, was it? 29 hertz? Yeah, 141 at 29 hertz. So, no, actually, no, but excuse me. I took the one of these surrounds to a 140 at 29 hertz. In fact, it was the first sub of my channel to do so. So I said, okay, now let me look at this more into these Mega Roll surrounds. In my opinion, it's not going to give you a very balanced sound with this type of surround, but it does have extreme authority in the lows. That must be said. So it has a nice mounting gasket. The holes are aligned. This particular model here has a carbon fiber dust cap that is applied to a pressed paper cone. Let me see if I can get this driver like there. That's might be a better way of looking at things. Okay. So on the other side, you can see that it has a press cone. That's a good shot right there. Let me see if I can get that up there to you guys so y'all can see that. So if you look right here, you see that's a surround, and that's a good shot of the back of the cone. Looks to be just a pressed paper cone with a good beat of epoxy holding the surround, and it's stitched to the cone. So that's a good plus, a great plus there. This is a second generation 8-inch basket. You can use a 7.4 or 7.36 cutout to mount this driver. Second generation 8-inch basket. That's another reason why I want to look at it. Also, that coil. Now, let me set this down and keep so I can turn it up where you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, let me see. There we go. He do got some size to him, fellas. It says 173 hours motor, I would say a little bit more than that, you ask me. So sliding this over, we were awarded with a 2.75-inch copper voice coil. What looks to be on, I don't know what kind of former that is. I like the BSAV former, so it eases dissipate heat. That's an aluminum former. This doesn't list that it has that type former, and normally those formers have a black colorizing to them. They don't have that here, so I do not know the former. But as you can see, that is a very robust 4-layer copper coil. Now I've had good experience with copper coils and low frequency reproduction. Another brand, the brand I told you, they went 140 29 hertz with 2 of their 8s. Well, this one there has a much bigger voice coil, 2.75, which will aid in dissipating heat much faster than 2.5 because of the added surface area. And it looks to be wound wire. Yeah, it looks to be wound wire. I can't really see that well into the topography of the wire, but what I can see is this triple joint feature that enables you to add even more epoxy where the spider, the cone, and the former mix come together as one. They call that the triple joint. So I like that as well. Under extreme duress, it's quite sure that you won't have a failure at the triple joint. Now, bagging back out. Backing back out on the driver. Oh, well, before we go back there, let's see if we can get a good shot here. Yeah, this is always a key feature. It has, we've got to get in a little closer there. I'll turn in this way. And see if we can just get in a little closer. There we go. How about that, fellas? Yes, it has dual spiders, fat progressive roll spiders. They look like they would offer far more than 15 millimeters X-Max. No, they're not overly deep, maybe not. But it is a spider pack that is glued and bolted down. Tinsel leads doubled. No, they're not doubled. They're singled and sewn into the very top spider. This spider is laminated with some kind of substance, top and bottom. Maybe that's to help keep the spider from participating in fatigue or spider sag over the life of the driver. You would like an 8-inch driver to last under normal use for at least 2 years before they come on a different model or it's time to replace it. And as the woofer plays, eventually it's going to loosen up, but in my opinion, every 2 to 3 years, it's time to see what's new's out there. So putting this type laminate on top of the spider may increase its life longer to like some other manufacturers that we know they use a different type of cloth and the same procedures, and they have a very, very long lifespan. But that's a key feature as well that you can't see on a picture, but you can see, and I'm telling y'all when you get it in your hand. Now, let's back out. Let's back out here. Oh, no, I'm liking what I'm seeing, fellas. I truly am. Let's see if we are robbed with the magnet structure. Flip it over. I don't think so. From what nah. From just feeling the health and the girth of it, nah, we not robbed at all. On potential motor force. Now, they did use Y. I believe it said, make sure I get that right. It has a, no, that didn't say on this one. Okay, that must be the lower left models. But no, here it is. On the TS parameters, they use motor type. So this is Y30, which is commonly used by a lot. It's not Y35, not as strong as Y35, but it can get the job done. We were awarded with a nice looking top plate. Looks to be at least a 1/4 inch thick. With the basket itself been a little raised at least an 1/8 of an inch. Let me let you go in there as well. See that? You see that lip? You see this lip on the basket? Top plate is about a 1/4 inch. 3 slug motors that probably 3/4 of an inch, a Y30, and a back out just a little bit, and a nice back plate. Let's see. We got vent holes around that very large 2.75 inch voice coil, so we get vented on the inside, on the outside of the voice coil, and yeah, this is not common, nothing spectacular there, but it does have a adequate size vent hole, and in my opinion, I would think it would be a very extended pole piece from me sticking my finger up. It goes up past the gap. I'm pretty tall, I got a pretty long finger, so it goes up past the gap. So it's probably got an extended pole piece as well. I wish cons, I can say I wish they'd have put holes in the former for even more cooling. But like I say, this is a new company just coming out. They don't even have their website up to par yet, or even have it up so you could order from them and have their parameters listed. Because some people actually buy the drivers not just on appearance, but from what they see in the listed TS parameters. So the company is fairly new. So the only con I can see, I'm not a big fan of this surround, but I will say that I'm not a big fan of that surround, but I have seen this use is effective, and I wish they would have put holes on a former, particularly since you're worried about or you're interested in keeping the woofer cool, you increase the surface area of the voice coil so that you can dissipate the heat that's generated from. It has a respectable 14 millimeters of X-Max. I challenge that. I really challenge that. Looking at this woofer and seeing how things are, I wonder what the X mechanical is based on what I see. This is a large motor structure for just to have 14 millimeters X-Max. Are we looking at possibly 42 X mechanical, particularly using this wide road surround? Is it a sleeper? We're gonna find that all out next when we do the free air testing, and I'm for sure gonna put 2 of these inside the truck. But this is turn this around. This is the unboxing of the audio code, and the X stand for extreme sound. Unlock the sound, audio code 8. This is the T84 dual form voice coil. That's sufficient. Y'all be blessed.